for this? I don't think you're ready. Wait. Basic. Hey guys, welcome back to Basic. Another week, another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. This channel would not be possible with the support of you guys. Thank you for all the comments you guys have been leaving. Thank you for the likes. And I'm just super grateful and super excited to show you guys another video. This week we're going to be covering the circle of fifths, and hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to try to explain it as easy as I can so that everybody can learn, advanced, beginners, intermediate. And it's a really helpful tool to have. It's one of the most important tools that you're going to need. You're going to see in the video. And just a quick recap on last week's video was the C major scale. So then we're going to have the fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a G. And that's what a fifth is. And you're going to see in the video later on how we're going to put that into practice. So stick around. In order to understand how the circle of fifths works and how the circle of fourths work, we have to understand what a fifth is. What is a fifth? How do you find a fifth? And what is it? So if we take our C major scale, we have a C, a D, an E, F, G, A, B, back to C. So why do we call it a fifth? This would be your 1, right? This is your 2. This will be your 3. This is your 4, 5, your 6, your 7, and back to the 1. Okay? If we have our number system like this, you're going to count C as your 1, and then you just count up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and G is the 5th degree of the C major scale. We could take another scale. We could take D, right? So you have D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and D. So once again, we count this as our 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now A is your 5th. So that is the trick to understanding and to finding the 5th degree of any major scale. So now that we understand what a 5th is, it's time to jump right into the circle of fifths. It's right in the name, the circle of fifths. So what do we have to do? We have to draw a circle. A teacher of mine in 10th grade taught me, I guess, the perfect way to draw a circle, like a perfect circle, so I'm going to try it. He would make perfect circles and it was amazing. Not even close. It's close enough. So we're going to start with C, right? So we got C, and we got to think, what's the 5th of C? So if you remember, we have C, D, E, F, G, and that's your 5th. So your next letter on the circle of fifths is going to be a G. Now we're going to look to find the other letter. We're going to find the 5th of G. Okay? So how do we find the 5th of G? Again, we count it up and we come with D. After D, and so on and so on, you guys get the idea. The 5th of D is A. The 5th of A is E. The 5th of E is B. And the 5th of B, we have what we call an F sharp. And that right there is the circle of fifths. Clockwise, this way, the circle of fifths. Counterclockwise is the circle of fourths. So like I said, clockwise, circle of fifths. Counterclockwise, circle of fourths. And how do we find a fourth? Just so a quick reminder, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. So if we know this is a 5th, right, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so our 4th is going to be an F. Why? Because we have the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if this way is a circle of fourth, we're going to have an F right there. Okay? And so on and so on and so on. So like I had said, clockwise we have the circle of fifths, counterclockwise we have the circle of fourths. So just as a quick reminder, let's write down our C major scale again. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. Okay? So we know that if we count 5, starting with the 1, 2, 3, 4, we know that this is our 5. Our fourth is going to be our F, because if we count 1, 2, 3, F is our fourth degree in the C major scale. So that gives us the answer to what our next letter is going to be on our circle of 4. So we have C, and the 4 of C is F. And we would do the same process for all the scales. If you don't know the scales, I recommend you to learn all your major scales. It's very important to memorize them. It's very important to know them off the top of your head, so that when you work on something a little bit more advanced like this, it makes it easier for you to automatically think what the fourth, the fifth, the second, the third degrees are in a scale. Just the same way we found the fourth for the C major scale, we're going to find the 4 for the F, which is a B flat, and so on and so on. So the 4 of B flat is E flat. The 4 of E flat is A flat. The 4 of A flat is D flat. And the 4th of D flat is G flat. And G flat is F sharp. So this is pretty much where it cuts down the middle. Perfect middle. So G flat, F sharp. It's the same chord, it's the same letter. It's just what we call an enharmonic name to the same chord. So we have an F sharp, but it's also a B flat. Okay? So why is this important? This is very important because with the circle of fifths, you will know what key signatures songs are in. What's a key signature? A key signature is the main note, the root note of a song you're playing, of a song you are trying to practice. Every song you hear on TV, on the radio, every song has what's called a key, right? And how do we find it? I'm sure if you have been practicing how to read sheet music, you have seen some I guess you could see them as hashtags, but they're not hashtags. They are called sharps. Or you have seen lowercase b's, right? These are called flats. So lowercase b is a flat. Hashtag, I guess, easier way to understand it. That's what we call a sharp in music. Okay, so how do we find out what key is in a sheet of music, or how do you find out if you're reading something? How do you know that 2 sharps is D? How do you know that 4 sharps is E? I'm going to show you an easy trick to memorize. We know that C has 0 sharps and 0 flats. Why? Because there is no sharps or flats in this scale. If we know that 0, if we go this way on our circle of fifths, if you write 1 sharp, now we know that G has 1 sharp. This sharp will be an F. So an F sharp on the scale of G. D has 2 sharps, which are F and C. So F sharp, C sharp. A has 3 sharps, right? Sorry, I forgot to write the second sharp. So 3 sharps, what are those? Again, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Okay. E, keep going down the line, has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys start to see a pattern. We started with F. Then the next key, it's also going to have F, but now we added a C. The next key has F, C, but now you add a G. The next one, guess what? It's also gonna have an F. So an F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Now we're gonna add one more sharp. So now this one has D sharp. Okay? And so on, so on. B now has 5 sharps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 sharps. So we're gonna copy down all that we have already. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. So now we gotta add one more, and this is an A sharp. Technically this is the formula to finding all the sharps, and we have 5 sharps here. This one has 6, F sharp. Go with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. A really easy way to remember the order of your sharps, if you write them down. For example, I was taught fat cats go down alleys eating bologna. That's how I remembered it, how the order, sorry I should have written it down, order of sharps are. So fat cats go down alleys eating bologna. So now that we understand how the circle of fifths work, we got to understand how the circle of fourths work. It's basically the exact same thing. So C has no flats, F has 1 flat, B flat has 2 flats, E flat has 3 flats, A flat has, sorry I forgot a B, 4 flats, D flat has 5, and G flat has 6. The same thing, how we remembered the order of sharps, there is a trick to remembering the order of flats. Okay, so this one is really easy to remember because the first ones are B, E, A, D. They spell the word bead, and then you have gumball, candy, fruit, and that's the order of flats. So we learned the circle of fifths and we learned the circle of fourths, and like I said before, the importance of learning it is to know how to identify a key signature. I also taught you guys the order of the sharps and the order of the flats. So let's put it into practice. So we'll write down draw our ledger lines. So 5, and we do our bass clef. For somebody who's completely beginning in music, I find it important that you guys understand what each ledger and each space is. So we start with the first ledger line on a bass clef because we're bass players. So we're gonna learn in bass clef, this is a G. Next ledger line, it's a B. Next one is a D. We have an F. We have an A. Okay? So the way I remember it is, good burritos don't fall apart. And that has stuck with me the entire time. So now we know what the ledgers are, but what about the spaces? So we have an A, C, E, and a G. And I also learned all cows eat grass. So we have good burritos don't fall apart and all cows eat grass. So that's what the ledger lines, and those are the spaces. Maybe I should write down the top space too. This one's a B, and the very bottom one is an F. So how do we put it into practice? How do we put the circle of fifths into practice? How do we find key signatures? How do we understand what key a song is in? So if we remember, the order of the sharps is fat cats go down alleys, eating bologna. Okay, so we know that C has no sharps, no flats. We already know that C, this would be C major. G major, right? I'm gonna circle it, sorry, terrible G, has one sharp and it's an F. So good burritos don't fall. Then we have, you know, the fifth of G is a D, right? And that one has two sharps, F and C. So all cows, we put it right there. Then we have the fifth of D is an A, right? So this one has three sharps, F, C, and G. So we already have F, we have C, now we just need to find the G. So remember, all cows eat grass. The fifth of A is an E. E has four sharps, F, C, G, and D. So we already have these three, so now we just gotta find D. So good burritos don't. That's where it would go. The fifth of E is B. So how many sharps? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we just gotta find A. So we have good burritos don't fall apart. And we have F sharp, because F sharp is the fifth of B. So that one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we need an E. So all cows eat. Sorry. And last but not least, we have a C sharp, because C sharp is the fifth of F sharp. And now we're going to utilize all of them. Okay. So good burritos don't fall apart. All cows eat grass. Okay. So good burritos. And there is a diagram of all the key signatures. So we learned the sharps. Now it's time to learn the flats. To save some time, I have already written down the order of the flats for you. Just a quick reminder, quick key to have. Just as a quick tip, make sure to memorize these. The order of sharps, the order of flats. Just makes it really, really easy to have them memorized. It just makes your life completely easier, and you're going to see why. So let's jump right in. We already know that C has no flats. So what is the fourth of C? If you guys remember really quick, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then back to C. So we know that this was our 5. So one down, this is going to be our 4. So now we're going to deal with the circle of fourths, and literally what it is, it's every fourth of the key you are working on. So C has nothing, so the fourth of C is F, which is going to be our first letter, right? And our first flat is going to be a B, so good burritos. Remember that good burritos don't fall apart. All cows eat grass, okay? Just a quick reminder. The 4 of F is B flat. So now we have two flats, B and E. So we already have our B. So now we just need our E. So all cows eat. Sorry, let me make this bigger. Okay, our fourth of B flat is E flat. Okay, just like that. And we're going to count 3. B, E, A. So we have B, E. Now we just need our A. So our A is going to go right here. Right? All cows eat grass. So all cows. The 4 of E flat is A flat. Just like that. So now we count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a D. So where does the D go? Good burritos don't. The 4 of A flat is D flat. Just like that. So now we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need a G, and good burritos don't fall apart. So we need a G right there. Okay, the 4 of D flat is G flat. Just like that. So now we need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need a C flat. So if you guys remember, all cows eat grass. So where do we go? We're going to put it right here. And the last one is going to be the fourth of G flat, is C flat. We're going to use all of them now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is our F. And our F is going to go right here. Just like that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it made sense. Hope I was able to explain it correctly. Please leave a comment below if you want me to cover a certain area, something you didn't understand. I would be more than happy to go over it again. If you want more examples on the bass, I know we only did, you know, the whiteboard this week, but if you would like examples on how it works on the bass, please comment down below. One quick exercise before I let you guys go is going to be just a quick warm-up I like to do, and I use the circle of fifths. So I like to go up, I guess, every fifth. So C to G, G to D, D to A to E, E to B, B to F sharp, and F sharp to C sharp. Okay, and I just go right, then to a G, to a D, E, B, F sharp. So now, how I put it into practice, how I like to warm up. Thanks for watching.